Hi, this is John from Bearable Traders, and I want to discuss my best and worst trade for 30 July 2021. As always, if you could like this video or subscribe to this channel, we really appreciate that. But otherwise, let's get into these trades and see what we got today. All right, my worst trade today was on Facebook. This was a high day break trade where the high day was 356.96. The volume at entry was 2 million shares and the RVOL was about 110%. Facebook was just a normal primary watch list stock today, so not in play per se, just something I watch every day. It's on my top 12 list of stocks to watch every day at the moment. Had a nice high a day near a dollar level. You can see it's at 356.96, only 4 cents away from 357, and it's below the dollar level, which I prefer. Also a nice high day near the R3 Camarilla pivot and yesterday's low. You can see that double grouping here. The pivot is the solid red line and the low of yesterday is the dotted red line. Had good building 1 minute volume with a slight anomaly bar before entry. So you can see this stepping up volume and then it drops down just a bit before entry and then it picks back up again. So not a bad pattern, but not perfect. The SPY was definitely trending up in general, so that's a good thing. So I want to take some to the long. Let's trade with the trend, but on entry, it was having a bit of an indecisive moment. So possibility of a pullback there, so slight bit of danger. But, I will say at 9:45 in the morning, it's the SPY starting to become correlated perhaps with a not in place stock, but not as worrisome as perhaps near 9:50, 10 o'clock, etc. Took an entry at 357.05. At this time of day, I prefer to get in just below or at 357, but that's not too bad, so not too worried about that. Saw a sale as high as 357.58 up here at the top of this wick, but the volume did not keep up after entry. You can see the next candle open and close at the same spot. That's why this volume bar is shaded in gray. And I just didn't like the drop off in volume. I wanted to see this continue, and I was out at 356.89 with a small loss. My best trade was on Peloton. This was another high day break trade where the high day was 118.99. The volume at entry was 600,000 shares, so a lot less than Facebook, and the RVOL was about 80%. Same comment. Peloton, just a normal primary watch list stock. Actually, no, I take that back. Secondary watch list stock, but again, not in play per se. Just something to watch that I watch all the time. Had a nice high day near a dollar level, so it's only 1 cent away from 119. But unlike Facebook, it's not near any other important level, so we don't have that to help us out. I did like the red to green move. I always like when a stock moves from red to green. It's a good chance for a continuation for a higher play. Good building 1 minute volume here. I would say even great building 1 minute volume here. You can see 4 clear white steps here as we approach the high day. That's exactly what we want to see. And to see it this early in the morning is a great sign as well. So had the SPY in my direction this time. The Facebook entry was back here at this indecision point, but now we got the trend going on again. So we're trading with the SPY. And I got an entry at 119.10. This actually felt a bit late. 10 cents above this dollar level didn't feel great given how Peloton was moving. That actually felt a little bit high for me, but not so bad that I wanted to get out immediately. So 30 seconds into the next candle, I had about 1/6 of the volume of the previous bar. So what I'm talking about is, here's my entry volume bar here, and then the next one's here. This is all the volume that it finished with after 1 minute, but after 30 seconds, this was about half as high as it is now. So you got to kind of make a judgment about, like, what's the probability given that you're 30 seconds into a candle and the volume bar is about 1/6 the height of the previous volume bar? What's the chance that the volume is going to keep increasing in pattern here? Like the 5th white step is going to be actually higher. I judge that to be kind of a low probability. And you don't know. Like a flood of volume could come in the second half of that minute. But this is a game of probabilities, and you got to go with the most likely scenario, the things you observe over time. And I deemed this to be a bit dangerous to stay in. And when I saw that, I just got out, and I was out at 119.01 with a small loss on this one as well. So yeah, basically two close to break even small loss trades today. I will say I'm going on vacation next week, and what I really didn't want on this Friday is to have like a really bad day. I don't want that hanging on my head as I try to enjoy time with my family next week. So I took a couple swipes, took that Facebook trade, took this Peloton trade, and wasn't willing to let them really hit me too hard. And could I have let this run a bit more in Peloton? Maybe. You could see I eventually would have got a partial up around 120, but I would have had to stay in this another 1, 2 candles, and at 16, 17 minutes after the open, it's a judgment call as to whether or not that is too long. I feel like it would have been okay to wait this long, but I was feeling very risk adverse today, so I kind of stayed away from the possibility of taking a loss. So it is what it is. But if you want to discuss these trades, shoot me a comment down below and we can talk about them. But otherwise, have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.